Hey, you wonderful people. Welcome to PCP, the Pixel Clicks podcast. I'm Jordan Pollock, and this week's shirt is brought to you by Loot Crate, the original, weekly subscription box, who we are not sponsored by.
Not yet.
Podcast listeners, remember, follow us on Twitter at PixelClicksPod to see this week's shirt in picture form. But, as always, I am not alone. The director and improv comedian Sergio Lopez is here.
If science were a religion, it would be not things. I ate a burrito. That's something that makes more sense.
The ambassador for the PC Master Race, Cody Franklin, is here.
So my Guild Wars 2 addiction's gone, and now it's Witcher. I have like 80 hours in the game. Help me, somebody. Somebody send food. I haven't eaten anything but fast food in like a week.
Oh, Jesus.
I need, like,
and of
real
course, he who insert intro here, Shane Carpenter, is here.
I'm never gonna have a steady intro.
You
Never.
need to just keep calling him like the Australian Thunder or something like that.
The Australian Thunder, Shane Carpenter.
Now
is
it's
here.
that. Now it's that. From now on.
The Australian thunderclap.
I'm just glad that you didn't say the thunder from down under. 'Cause then that would have been.
The Australian Thunder from Down Under.
Yes. That's the name of the podcast. The Australian Thunder.
That's a fine name.
That sounds like
podcast
an
is over.
epithet
Bye,
of
guys.
somebody farting and then shitting in their pants.
Oh, that's it. Thank you for listening to PC.
Thank you.
I said it sounds like an epithet. I didn't say that's what it was. Calm the hell down.
Okay.
So how have you guys been? How's your week been going?
I got off of a 13-hour workday, so
Yeah.
everything's going wonderful.
I can say with confidence I've never done a 13-hour shift at work, and I'm happy about that.
Okay, well,
I've
Sounds
done
like
a
fun.
few 10s, but never 13s.
Yeah, I've done a 10. A 10 is fine. 13? I don't want to do that extra 3 hours.
I can't feel my body.
Mm.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But this week, to be honest, everybody was kind of like it was a busy week, but it was a busy week full of crap that nobody really.
It was a lot of minor stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing that's super big. It was all just like really minor.
All the big
minor
stuff. I think we finally hit that pre-E3 where like, whoa, we got to keep all the big stuff under covers.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, since we're talking, since you mentioned E3, one of the news stories that happened this week is that E3 is now letting more people in.
Than ever before.
Yeah, so apparently, E3
I got
First
in 1
time
year.
ever.
apparently for the first time ever in E3's 20 years of existence, they're going to be letting some of the public into the convention.
Well, when they say some of the public, what does that mean? Does that mean like anyone can just buy a ticket?
No, not at all.
Well, then why did they say that? That's not
It's
true. then.
not. Their idea of the public is basically people who aren't like within
Friends
the
and
industry
family
itself. Yeah.
of industry members.
I believe in the Republic. All right. I've seen this road. It leads to you with no legs and no arm and on fire on the side of a mountain.
I don't get that reference.
Oh,
Star
it's
Wars, man.
Star Wars.
Oh,
Revenge of the
okay.
Sith.
I'm sorry, I'm really tired.
I got into E3 1 year, and they're just like, "Pfft, sure, whatever, because their security is surprisingly lax as long as you have a badge.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah.
true.
I just
Yeah.
I just borrowed a badge from a buddy of mine, and I just walked in, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, you look like an Asian man."
No, that's pretty much security at every convention ever. Because as long as you have a badge, they're not gonna stop and say, "Hey, let me see your ID." They just don't.
It's
have
just
time for
Sylvester Stallone standing in front. Hey, let me see your ID.
It's just a mixture of Sylvester Stallone and Vin Diesel as the security guards.
Basically.
Let me see your ID.
I remember
Where's
when we
Susan?
went it was funny. Like the first day they didn't check our bags. They were just like, "Fuck it, go in. We don't care." And then
Yeah.
the next day, I don't think they checked my bag. I think they just raided your bag.
Yep, sounds about right.
I got to walk in, and they're just like, they just took everything Jordan had, all his food, his water. It's ours now. Look at me, I'm the captain now. I'm the backpack now.
Look at me.
I get that one.
I am the E3 presentation now.
Pretty much. So, hey, but at least Dr. Pepper was there.
Oh
So.
yes. So yeah, E3 is in 3 weeks.
E3 weeks? Oh!
3 weeks. Oh snap! Brr, brr, brr. So that's exciting. Of course, I'm gonna be there by myself, and it's gonna be awful. But
Oh, woe is you.
And the
Yeah,
three
right.
of us are going to be sitting in the comfort of our homes.
it's
And
just-
not
just
dealing
cut-
with
yeah.
the 5,000 more people that they
More
invited
people.
this year.
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
To be honest, it was when I went, it wasn't that crowded, and they said there was a lot of people there. I mean, it was no Comic-Con, so I felt like there was breathing room.
Yeah.
When we went,
Yeah, but
it
that's
was
without
it was
next
pretty.
to 5,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. Like when me and Jordan
I
went, it felt pretty much like you had to wait in line for like at least an hour for pretty much like everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now there's another 5,000 people. So I'm like, okay, have fun with that.
I remember when I went to, I was so tired and all that stuff because I had been driving all that stuff. So
Mhm.
when I went to the Crisis 3 booth, when that was coming out, I pretty much fell asleep in that one. It wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
It wasn't their fault. Because
yeah.
it was awesome, but I was just like, man, I am tired. This room is dark. It's I'm in a seat. I have a sweater on, and I'm comfortable. I'm just let it go.
Let
Exactly.
it go. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna suck that I'm gonna be there by myself doing all these things, but it's good problems. So
Yeah.
it,
Woe
it,
is
it
you.
could it could be a lot worse. Like I could be. Oh, this is a bad one. I could be multiplayer for Hatred, and then I'd be immediately banned from Twitch.
Hatred, is that one game with where you play as that metal guy and
Yep.
then you're just like killing everybody?
Pretty much.
Told you
yeah.
guys it was gonna be bad.
Okay.
You did warn us. You did. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
So, yeah.
they didn't ban Hatred exactly. They kind of went around it and they said you can no longer stream adult only games, which pretty much nobody did. And
Yeah.
Hatred just happens to be coming out at the same time and be rated adult only. Conspiracy. So
So I know about this game. What specifically makes it adult only besides I mean, is it just that the violence is so graphic?
pretty
Oh, well,
much.
It's just that the violence is graphic and that it's against innocent people.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
fact that you're going around shooting moms and children. And
Yeah. The
I guess-
media blew it up and into being like, it's a Columbine simulator. Oh,
Yeah,
so it's-
yeah.
I mean,
I gotta hand it to the
I-
devs. That's a great
Yeah.
tactic for getting press for it and stuff because it worked fantastically.
Oh, yeah.
I guess a lot of people would make the thing of like, well, aren't you doing the same thing in Grand Theft Auto? You just like boo boo boo. But the other difference is this one is like purposely putting you against people and then
Yeah.
kind of glorifying how you like execute people. Because I remember seeing
Yep.
some of those older trailers / gameplay things, and I was like, whoa. But then you also go to like Call of Duty when you're no Russian level, right? Where you're
Yeah.
just like
Yes.
shooting up the whole thing. But then that's different even still because of how you're forced to do that and you're a CIA agent to try to
Mhm.
kill the bad guy. But
Yeah.
in this one, it seemed it's still a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that's
The thing with like
That's
Grand
a
Theft
weird
Auto is
thing.
like, yes, you can do this in other games, but it's not the point of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas Hatred
it's
is
not.
like that's the entire point. It's just murdering people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
the quick time cutscenes where normally would be awesome when you're Kratos killing a giant bad guy. Instead, for this one, the quick time cutscene stuff is where you're shooting a woman in the face while she's begging for her life, type of stuff.
Pretty much.
That's
And-
pretty
and-
hardcore.
I don't know if it came out yet. Did it come out yet, or is it like
Yes,
pre-release stuff?
It came out today.
It came out today. Okay. And from the reviews and stuff I've read, it's incredibly mediocre, which I totally expected. You know, a lot of people
Yeah.
have said that's
Yeah.
exactly what it was going to be. It was going to be a mediocre game from a new developer who realized that this is the perfect way to instead of just being another game that releases that nobody's going to look at in the sea of games that come out from these smaller developers anymore, you go with something controversial, and it worked fantastically. The media, it was just a massive win for the media. They're, oh, look at this game! Guys, we always tell you video games are about murdering people. Here's a game that's literally about murdering people. And it worked because people bought it just because of the controversy, so they got more money than they probably would have if they had just done something a little less controversial.
Yeah, like I could not care any less about that game. Like it's just another. It looks like a twin stick shooter, which yeah, there's a lot of those, but is it PC only? It's PC only,
I
right?
think so, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a twin stick shooter that's on PC, which already that's a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard about it. I was like, oh, cool. It's another weird game that's gonna be bad. That's as much as I cared about that game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why it got blown out of proportion as much as it has, but
Because it was just custom made for that whole bias that the media has against video games. It was
I guess that's true.
specifically designed to hit on that, and almost like a checklist of things that the media loves to say about video games. They put in one video game, and it got huge publicity out of it.
In that case, thank you, developers of Hatred, for putting gamers right back into that pigeonhole of depraved psychopaths. Thanks for that.
Can't wait for all those Congress hearings where your game gets brought up as the reason that kid went and shot up his high school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be wonderful.
Mhm.
Next
Yeah.
we're gonna get Next we're gonna get a game all about swatting people, which I can see that actually happening. Actually,
Yeah.
Swatting. That's the thing where you just like, hey, this guy's a bad guy, and they're like, all right, let's go get him, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, basically.
That's how people win Call of Duty.
Yeah, no, that's how some people win. Like in MOBAs, they just swat the other person.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that
Like,
works.
guys, I don't like that I'm losing, so I'm gonna send the police after them. God mode, motherfucker.
Oh man.
So yeah.
I think that pretty much covers that.
Yeah, I don't
feel
know.
a violent urge inside of me because we're just talking about hatred. I want to do something real bad, guys.
I'm gonna let Sergio handle this one. I want to know where he's going.
What? Oh,
Nothing.
what?
Just go on.
Oh, see, you know what? Now I'm self-conscious about it. It was going to a weird place, and then I heard Shane start to talk, so I was like, well, I'll let it transition out because I don't want it to get crazy.
Well,
I mean, we
Better
could
put
talk
some
about this
Band-Aids on your-
topic until dawn.
Yeah.
yeah. So we finally got a release date for a new game for the PS4 called Until Dawn. So Until Dawn is a survival horror game that's kind of like every cabin in the woods horror game you've ever seen in your life. Horror movie you ever seen in your life, except this is a game and you control all the people, all the teenagers that are involved in this horror movie, basically. So there's like 6 or 7 teenagers that are trapped in this cabin with some woodland area, and there's a serial killer coming to get them. Now, the thing that's special about this game is that your choices dictate who lives and who survives. So at the end of the game, you can have all of your characters survive, or all of them die, or you have 2 or 3 people die, 2 or 3 people live, whatever. It's all up to
happens.
your.
It's very
Yeah.
Heavy Rain-esque.
Yeah, like I'm really into this idea. I really like the idea because as people who are watching this podcast can see, I'm a black person, and when it comes to black people and watching horror movies, we have a very compulsive need to speak to the movie and say, "Don't go in there, you gonna die," and stuff like that. So this game is essentially.
He said it, not us. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not
That's why
racist.
it's fine, guys.
Keep
I'm
my
black.
mouth
I can say it.
completely shut about this topic.
You keep talking, Randy Jordan. Don't let them stop you.
So, this game is finally my chance to make all the correct decisions and keep all these white people alive in these.
You think
awful
it's the right
situations.
decisions. You think.
Well, here's the thing: if you're in a cabin in the woods and the electricity is out, don't get naked and take a shower. That's just
That feels like the most logical thing to do next.
It's like people in horror movies are basically Sims characters.
yeah. That's
Just make,
basically
oh, I can't. The toilet's not working. What should I do? I don't know. Let's go take a bike ride. Okay.
oh, hey, we're in the woods all by ourselves. You know what? Let's curse at God and make fun of the devil.
Go out in the middle of nowhere at night and do stuff with a Ouija board. Yeah.
I know there's those horror movies where people have already died in the movie, and people are aware that people have died, but they still decide to try and find a secluded place in the woods to have sex.
Yeah, no, that's the weirdest thing. It's like, well, we're gonna die. We might as well just do it, right?
It's them hormones, man. You can't stop them.
It's all that adrenaline.
They're called hormones.
Oh.
For a reason.
Hey!
And just for the record, all you people out there, whores can be men as well. All right.
Yes.
You dumb person.
Gigolos.
You idiot person thinking of only
Douchebag.
females. You stupid person watching. You idiot, lonely person in
Or
the bottom of
listening.
You
We're not
worthless piece of
discriminating.
scumbag. You Furiosa hating, woman hater.
Furious.
of the-
As
You better
Geralt
check
of Rivia
yourself
once
before you wreck
said,
yourself.
I'm a witcher, not a gigolo.
Yeah.
Equal opportunity whores for men and women.
Oh yes.
But no, yeah, it's that's just what they got to do in order to make things. People go to slasher movies to see the bad slash people die with the blood, you
Yeah.
know. And the only way to do that is if you have really dumb characters.
That's true. This is a slight tangent, but I just watched a movie called Zombievers. It's on
Wow.
Netflix.
I wanted to see that.
Oh,
Wait,
you should
wait.
see it.
Used to watch
What'd you say? What?
Zombievers.
zombie.
Zombie beavers?
Yep.
Zombie.
Why didn't I not get the memo on
It's on
this? Like I
Netflix.
need to.
It's on Netflix. You guys need to watch that movie.
You're gonna send me your
There's
password
also
again, Shane,
there's
'cause
also
I kinda need
that
this
other
in my life.
movie. There's another movie called Strippers versus Zombies.
Why not?
There's
Yep,
that one.
that-
There's
that's
also
a-
Cockneys versus zombies.
There
I
is
watched Cockneys
Cockneys
were
versus
so
Zombies.
bad.
I highly recommend that one.
I really
I
want to
have
watch
heard-
that movie.
You know what? I also recommend is Warm Bodies. I like that movie. It was a sweet movie.
Yes.
Oh,
I almost totally gave away what that movie is, but
What?
let's just say the main character's name is R, and the female lead's name starts with a J.
Yeah.
That's too vague.
Well, good.
Well,
good.
it's
I don't.
gotta be
No
vague.
spoilers. I'm trying not to spoil that movie. That's the one thing that kind of bugged me about it. But otherwise, it's a fine movie. I enjoyed it.
I
It's
enjoyed
a-
it for what it was. It was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it was a pleasant
Oh
surprise.
shit! I finally got that reference. R and J. Wow, that took me way too long. That took me way too long.
Star-crossed R&Js with from two different factions that hate
But-
each other.
all right. Sorry. Let's
Yeah.
spell
But
it out
anyway.
sometime.
Anyway, since we're talking about zombies, there's a Resident Evil 0 remaster that's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
But we already had a remastered. What are you talking about, Jordan?
Oh, well, that's the thing, Sergio. This is Resident Evil 0. It's not Resident Evil. It's basically the story that takes place directly before Resident Evil.
So
It's-
this is exciting because never bought a GameCube, so I can never play this game. So
Ditto. I've never had a chance to play Resident Evil Zero, but now's my chance. The thing that's great about Resident Evil Zero is that it's like playing, the remake of Resident Evil on GameCube, but you can dynamically switch between the two characters, Rebecca, who's the nurse of Bravo Team, and something Cohen. I forgot his name. Anyway,
the Coen brothers.
Billy Cohen. Billy Cohen. Yes, he's one of the Cohen brothers. The forgotten one that was eaten by a zombie. Anyway, so you get to switch between these two characters whenever you feel like it, and that's basically one of the things that Resident Evil Revelations 2 kind of got inspiration from. Sorry, that's a Resident Evil minute there. I'm looking forward to it. I want to play it. I enjoy Resident Evil a lot.
You know what? I am. I really like the first one too. The second one is gets more intense and probably is one of the better ones of the older school ones.
Oh yeah, Resident Evil 2 is highly considered the best one in the series, next to Resident Evil 4.
Well, yeah, those two are the pinnacle of the two different versions of it.
Yep.
Well, 4 kind of was kind of in the middle, more leaning towards action, but still more balanced than 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
I am looking forward to more Resident Evil games. I don't think they should go continue with what they're doing with Resident Evil 6, but
Well, what would you say if they continued in the way of the what's the other Resident Evil series?
Revelations.
If they had for the Revelations series, they should stay more towards how Revelations 1 was, where it's you're a single character, or they could keep the two character thing going, but keep it creepy and keep ammo scarce and put you in environments that are kind of unique, because Resident Evil Revelations 2 suffered from very samey environments. Like, it was nothing really fun to look at. That was one of my bigger problems with that game. Otherwise, it was a fine game.
Well, we all know this. The problem is Resident Evil 6 sold a lot, so they won't be doing that anytime soon.
I just want, at this point, that's one of the series is that I really want to just get a hard reboot. Because it's jumped the shark and murdered it very many times. It jumped the steel shark. It jumped the mechanical shark. It jumped the shark, did a few backflips, and went into space. It's just.
It may have jumped the shark when you fought sharks in Resident Evil 1. Boom!
And that's the end of that topic.
Could you say it jumped the shark into space, into the stars? Maybe a wild one?
Oh yeah.
What?
You could call it a wild star.
Oh, okay.
I get one finally. After 16 weeks, I finally get one. Yes. Yeah, I like your zoom there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Me, Shane, and Jordan can't do it, so we gotta
We gotta do it like that. Oh,
Look into my bloodshot eyes.
Yes.
These eyes, they're black like a doll's eyes. A demon's eye.
I don't know how that Jaws monologue goes, but whatever.
This is great radio so far. Anyway,
Yeah.
so WildStar is a MMO that came out 2-3 years ago, and
It's not that old, but
it's fallen on hard times. So the developers finally decided, let's go free to play.
big surprise.
Right? Now, one of the things about it going free to play is that all the content that's in the game is not going to be locked behind any sort of thing. However, they're going to be adding 2 new forms of in-game currency. One is a real money currency, and the other is something that you can earn over time, like other free to play things. So that's how that's going. I
bought WildStar when it came out, and I totally
Yeah.
saw this coming. It was a good game, but it was definitely catered towards the hardcore crowd. especially the old WoW crowd. I mean, the developers were very clear that's what they were doing. A
Yeah.
lot of the developers for
Oh.
WildStar were like the original developers of WoW in the early days and things like that. And the game, I loved it until you got to like level cap, and then that's when it was like, the last 10 levels or so before you get the cap, and then everything after that, it just becomes insanely hardcore grind fest. They had like a 16-step attunement thing that you had to do before you could even touch the first raid.
Oh wow.
It was insane, and it's exactly what was in the original WoW, like Burning Crusade and the vanilla WoW type content. And for those people, it was great, but I think they vastly overestimated what kind of audience is looking for something like that. As the numbers have clearly told, that game has been very much struggling. So
Yeah.
they had a big announcement not too long ago, a month or so back. That was one of the things that they were looking at doing is this like 2.0 version of the game, cutting out a lot of this hardcore stuff. Because hey, apparently only like a small fraction of people like to just spend every waking moment of their lives for weeks on end to finally be able to play the game. It's weird how that works. I don't know. So.
I mean, I think now that the game's going free to play, I think now I'm kind of actually interested to try it.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I really liked the classes. It was pretty awesome. But
Yeah,
it was just way
yeah.
too hardcore.
Yeah, it looked like a fun game. Like one of the things I saw about it was, you know how in WoW or whatever RPG you're playing, you could get disarmed and so you just can't attack for a little while.
Mhm.
I believe one of the things for WildStar is that when you get disarmed, that your weapon actually flies and you can actually run up and go grab
Yeah,
it.
I believe. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Like that looked really cool to me. But I was like, that's not enough to actually get me to play the game.
Yeah. The whole telegraph
And then-
system for like dodging attacks and stuff and being disarmed, like the actual combat was pretty like awesome. They did
Yeah.
add a lot of not reinventing the wheel necessarily, but doing things with combat in a hotkey based MMO that no one else has really tried.
Yeah, like,
Most games
for-
have very simple telegraphing. Their whole
Yeah.
combat was built upon telegraphing.
Yeah, like from videos, the combat kind of looked sort of like Smite, where it's like MOBA-esque, where you can see, okay, this is the lane where I'm gonna fire my flame blast, and then so when you see that, you can dodge out the way and then counter it with your own. Oh, let me throw my bomb that's gonna light up this small circle area right here, and that's where it hits and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like it looked cool, but yeah, again, it wasn't enough to actually get me interested enough to actually play the game. So
Yeah. And the story had another problem with that whole, same problem WoW has, where it's like, your side and the other side, they hate each other, and we're at this massive war, and but then there's only like one zone in the entire game where it's an actual battlefield, and everything else you're just kind of like, those other guys are real bad, but we got to deal with all this other stuff before we get back to the war. And that was the big selling, like all the advertising about the game before it released was that, these two sides hate each other, there's a giant war, and then you get in a game and that's nowhere to be seen, literally. Nowhere.
what? I don't know. I'm starting to think like, why does it always have to be that sort of story? It's always this faction versus those two other factions, or
'Cause they want
this team
teams.
versus that team. But
PvP,
teams
I mean,
or
it
PvP.
makes easy story.
Puff,
I
puff.
guess that's true.
WoW's kind of getting away from that to the anger of some people. Miss Pandaria was a big thing where, we need to stop fighting each other and work together. And then, of course, Warlords of Draenor kind of shit on that idea, so they can't make up their minds. But
Wait. There's more than just the Horde in WoW, because it's all about the Horde.
Oh. See, I switched sides. I'm a dirty, filthy team switcher.
You
You
dirty, filthy.
You go right to
cheese.
hell.
Hey, my problem was when they did the new character models, like all
Yeah.
the Horde models look crap, and
Yeah.
they didn't. I was so Horde, like I was, Horde, yeah. And then when
Yeah.
they said, oh yeah, we're not gonna get around to Blood Elves until like 6.1.
Oh,
That
jeez.
was that was all my characters were Blood Elves. I was like, great, just fucking fuck this. I'm gonna go be a sexy human. So I did
Because,
that.
let's be real. Blood Elves are the best looking characters in that entire game.
They were. Now it's kind of they made them look a little horse-like in the face. It's
Oh,
I didn't quite like the
never
redesign.
mind.
They're still better than everyone else on the horde at least.
I guess I'm gonna be a Worgen now.
Yeah,
Yay, Alliance!
yeah, that was kind of my idea. I was like, let's go Alliance. Woo.
Yeah, like.
And
they-
Warlords of Draenor is very, like this is the Alliance story for the most part. I mean,
Oh,
everybody
really?
everybody says like, oh, it's full of orcs, so this is obviously a horde story, but it's really not. Like a lot of it's very, very heavy Alliance centric with all the the Draenei and all that stuff. The
Yeah.
orcs that are in there aren't good orcs, so they're not horde orcs. So. But that's enough of this. What else do we got, guys?
that's the end of that topic.
It's not. It's going free to play, but it's not. It's going to be. I think they said this fall, so not for a while. So.
Not for a while.
Yep. Shane,
I
is
don't
there
have a
like
check.
is there like a bird flying around and you're like a cat watching it? What's going on?
No, I'm just blocking out the World of Warcraft talk.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay.
Don't believe his lies.
Well, talking about things that are coming out in the fall, Soma is coming out September 22nd.
Spooky.
I'm super jazzed about this. So Soma is the next game by the people who made Amnesia: The Dark Descent and Penumbra, and just I cannot wait. It's a sci-fi horror game basically where it all deals with robots and consciousness, and are robots actually alive? Is AI an actual human consciousness, and people switching their minds with robots and robots switching minds with humans and stuff like that? It's weird.
I'm on
And-
board with what Cody was saying about the twist now.
Oh yeah, it's clearly. I feel like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
too easy though. Like it's
Yeah, no,
they
that's-
did that to
that-
throw you off.
Yeah,
If you
that's
watch-
my
if-
problem with it.
If you will watch the images of the games of the trailer that they release, like there are subtle things to lead to the twist that Cody's kind of talking about.
Yeah,
And plus,
for
there's
for
also
people
that
who don't know.
little sequence.
Go ahead, Sergio. Finish that.
Oh no! Well, should we say what we think it's gonna happen?
The twist. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Twist.
Well, this is all just speculation, so it's totally
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. Yeah. He's totally a robot. There's no
Yep.
way he's not a
Your main
robot. Right?
character's a robot.
Couple of pieces of
The
evidence.
whole trailer
One
is
of them
just like guys, robots think they're humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. I feel like the people at what's their names? Frictional Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they're smart enough to know that by putting all these hints and stuff in their trailers and whatnot, that people are going to think that, oh yeah, you're a robot. But I feel like they're gonna trick us in some way where it's like you think.
You're an
Like,
alien. It turns out you're a ghost or something.
Oh
like
God, no,
that.
no, no. Like
You're the
I-
monster from Amnesia. And now you've somehow like shown up here.
No,
So, really quickly, is that yes, you are the monster in Amnesia, but what you're seeing in that game is what the monster in Amnesia thinks he's seeing.
Exactly.
So, there
See,
you
but
go.
that was Amnesia 1. Amnesia 2 is when they go, retard, and you are the monster.
Oh yeah.
uh,
We've already done this trope shit. Okay.
See, I think you're just a normal dude, right? But as you're going through the game, you come across more and more robots that are confused about being human or whatever. And at the end of the game, you have to make a choice if you want to just be a robot or not.
I think you make the choice to become a robot. You cut off your own limbs and turn yourself into a robot.
I've got the high ground.
That'll be good.
It's useless.
Exactly. Coming back around to that. Yes.
But in any case, I am looking forward to playing Soma. I've been
The
waiting for
trailer
that
was
game.
awesome. Like I'm not really into horror games, but even I was going, I might have to play this just because I'm really interested to see where this is
Yeah.
going.
Like I've been on board with Soma ever since they came out with that one teaser trailer like 2 years ago, where it's just a lady like on a computer, and then like the computer's talking to her, and then
Mhm.
things just get weird. Like,
I don't know if any of the rest of you guys were paying attention to it, but shout out to Fictional Games for the awesome ARG that was leading up to
Yeah,
the
I was
game
just
trailer.
about to say, yeah.
yeah, I was so
with-
mad. I
with
wanted
the
to
guy in the
participate
computer?
in that.
Yeah, everybody had to keep figuring out like a new username and password to log on to a fictional computer, and then like
4chan just
hack
ripped that
into
apart
files and
though.
stuff. Yeah, they
They
did.
went hard on that crap.
But man, that sort of thing, that's like the best kind of marketing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
you're creating a community for that game already,
Exactly, yeah.
and it's to figure out, to put these puzzles together and stuff. Like that's
Yeah.
super cool. It's like what happened with PT. It's like, oh yeah, there's a new game called PT and it's available right now, and people are like, okay, let's do this, and then like within 2 days, like it was solved. Like,
I think I read somewhere like their website was just crashing over and over again because so many people from 4chan were like refreshing and stuff.
Yeah.
And it supposedly like they had to just kind of quickly rush everything out because they thought they had like another whole week till people had figured it out, and 4chan just completely ripped it to shreds. And they're like, "Oh crap! Get the website up! Crap!"
They had a basically a general thread on the every single day last week with like thousands of posts, people trying to figure out shit together, and I was just like,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've seen them actually work together, not just call each other faggots the whole day.
Pretty much.
that sort of thing is just so awesome to see. Just I love it so much. And why is it only horror games that do these sort of things?
Because they need to be mysterious and spooky. Well, Halo did a really good one back in the day. I Love Bees.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is very true.
And then some guy tried to dial a phone number from a payphone during a hurricane. So then they're like, you know what? We should not do this
Yeah.
because people are crazy.
I don't know. I just feel like there should be more ARGs in just happening in general.
Well, then why don't you go in a pirate ship then? Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
dang!
I
Oh,
totally walked into that one.
oh man! Oh, man!
By the way, if you guys don't know what the ARG is, it means
Alternate
reality
reality game.
yeah.
It
Alternate
means
reality game.
it means you're a pirate. Yeah.
Yeah, it means you're a pirate.
I think the reason they don't do it more is just that to be
It's a lot of work.
Expensive.
Well, it's expensive, and most marketing and advertising tends to go to the younger crowd, who's
True.
not going to get involved in those kind of things.
Yeah,
Whereas horror games tend to
People
be
who
for
actually have
older
attention
people,
spans.
true.
so it makes sense for horror games. Plus, a horror genre is custom built, setting wise for stuff like
Yeah.
ARGs. Whereas a Call of Duty ARG is what we can really do there.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, horror games typically are like run parallel with puzzles. That's what they're known for. Silent Hill is known for puzzles. Even old school Resident Evil. You got your Amnesia and your Somas, all those puzzles. So it's it goes hand in hand. So
That's very true. Yeah.
by doing that, it just makes sense that it is an arg.
Every time. God damn it, Sergio, you put that in my head. Every time. We all need to pass out our eye patches, everyone.
Right. Slight tangent here. In Infamous Second Son, they had they had 6 weeks of sort of a DLC campaign thing called Infamous Paper Trail, which it was an ARG. It was an ARG that was tied into the game. So basically, you'd have to go and find clues in the game, and then go on the actual internet and go to these websites that are made for that for the game. So when you complete that thing, you get the right clues that you need. Then it transfers back to the game. Then you solve stuff in the game. Like it was cool. It was fun.
I'm gonna be honest. That sounds like way too much work. And even playing Metal Gear Solid 1 and trying to figure out that you need to look at the back of the box
Yeah.
for the code to talk to the what's your name to pass the one level, that was too much work for me. So
Look, I can understand that, but like for me, it was an amazing way to like actually get me immersed in the games. Like, oh, I'm a part of this now, you know?
I don't care.
That is fair.
I think it's cool that it exists, but I
Yeah.
don't want to have to solve those puzzles because I'm not good at that.
No, no, that's fair.
That's yeah. You solve it for me so that I can experience it. There you go. That's what I want.
Like, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but like when it comes to like puzzle games and stuff, I super dig those so much. Like the first time I played Portal 2,
Oh yeah, I love Portal 2.
Yeah.
That's one of the few instances where I do like puzzles.
yeah, I played co-op with a friend of mine,
Still haven't
And-
played a co-op.
and I basically solved every single puzzle. Just like we walked into a room, and I just looked around. I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna shoot here and here, and you shoot there and there." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, do it." And we did it. We just solved it every time.
How long did it take you to beat Portal 2 the first time round?
The entire game.
Yeah, the main single player
Um,
for Portal 2.
I believe it was like just a weekend.
So like around like 6 hours or something.
I'm gonna say 10 hours.
Probably took me twice as long.
And then the original Portal took me like an hour to finish.
Nope, took me like
Boy.
6.
But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I think we've
Beating
talked
that
this
one
one
to death.
into the ground. In interesting console news, Nintendo has partnered up with Humble Bundle to create the Humble Nindy Bundle.
They gotta get rid of their games before they come out with the NX.
That's true.
Abandon ship, abandon all hope.
So for the first time,
And I mean that
Humble-
in the best possible sense, not the worst sense.
Yeah, yeah. So for the first time, Humble Bundle has a bundle that's for console games, and that's super cool. I bought it immediately, even though you get if you pay $10 or more, you get 3 Wii U games and 2, 4, and 6 3DS games. So I paid the $10, and I don't have a 3DS yet, but I have these codes, so I just have to redeem them in the Nintendo eShop. So that's cool. And
Which
apparently,
games do you get? Jordan?
I got it
I'll
right
look
here.
that
I
up
got it.
Alright, here are the games. It's
Wait.
Guacamelee,
Let me try to remember. Yeah, it's Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition,
which is only
uh,
for Wii U.
only for Wii U. You get. Nope, I'm done. Just go.
Another game called Whoa Dave for
Yeah, oh,
3DS.
God. That's not a fun game.
Mighty Switch Force for 3DS.
That is a 2D platformer side scroller game that's kind of like Mega Man type thing. Go on.
Stealth Inc. 2, a game of clones for Wii U.
That is a 2D side scroller puzzle game where you use a bunch of little things to complete puzzles with. Go on.
Steam World Dig for Wii U and 3DS.
That is a Metroidvania game that has lots of steampunk-like stuff to it.
It's called SteamWorld. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
You play as a robot who's inherited this mine from his uncle, and you just go into the mine and try to explore it, basically. It's Metroidvania, so you get to do whatever you want, and it's gated progression, of course, and so on and so forth.
The
Continue.
Fall for Wii U.
The Fall is a game I've really wanted to try out. Basically, you play as you're basically Cortana in that game. So you're a guy that's in a cybernetic suit, but you're injured and he's basically passed out. So your AI takes over for you and controls the body, trying to find a place to heal the person inside of the suit.
I like that.
That
That's
sounds
a cool
cool.
concept. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
always
like
read
it.
about that in a lot of sci-fi, but I've never
That's
really
pretty,
seen it like explored like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's like really cool science fiction stuff.
Yeah,
I like
Yeah,
that.
And the thing about it is, it's a very dark and atmospheric game. So there's like it's kind of creepy because you're
Too spoopy.
you're in a like a deserted planet type looking thing. Anyway,
Interesting.
Moon Chronicles Episode 1 for 3DS.
oh, that one I actually don't know.
It's a first-person shooter.
That's why. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
now.
It's a first-person shooter for the 3DS. Yeah, and then there are more games coming soon, as it says.
Yeah, because in normal Humble Bundle fashion, if you pay a certain amount, then after
Marvel,
after 2 weeks or so, they just add more games to the bundle to sweeten the deal.
Sweeten the pot.
Yeah, so that's cool. Like, since this is the first time they're doing a thing that has console games in it, it's indicative of where Humble Bundle is trying to go. So don't be surprised if you see like a Humble Sony bundle or a Humble Xbox bundle sometime in the future.
Can
Granted, it's all going to be indie games, but
Yeah.
But since we're still talking about consoles, the Xbox One is getting a brand new controller. So this is what the original Xbox One controller looks like, right?
For the record, Jordan, hold it up
Yes.
by your face because of all of our faces being moved around in the boxes.
Yes.
There you go.
That better?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the original Xbox One controller. Now the new one basically has a headphone jack that goes in the bottom here. So right now it's just the charge port or a proprietary thing for proprietary headsets.
So Microsoft decided it's better to actually have a regular ass microphone
Yeah.
for it.
So here's the original control, and here's the proprietary headset that comes with it. That just inserts in there, and it's stupid. So they say, hey, let's just put, a normal port in there, like a PS4 controller has, so you can use any headset for it. So, once again,
That's insane.
Microsoft is catching up to Sony.
Burn.
Burn.
I would like to talk about something quickly
Yeah, go.
Yes.
as part of the news. That CD Projekt broke my heart since Witcher is so amazing and said that Cyberpunk 2017 is not going to come out. Or 2077 is not going to come out until 2017.
No, no,
I
no,
wouldn't
no.
even
They did
talk
not
about
say it's
it.
coming out 2017. What they said is they're not going to talk about
Talk
it.
about it
Yeah.
until 2017.
So
Right?
it could be coming out 2018.
No, it's coming
That's
out
even
2019.
worse.
It's coming out 2019. I'm calling it right now.
I will
Because-
have grandchildren by the time it comes out.
Like, remember in the original trailer for it, it says coming out when it's ready, and they have not even started on it. Like, and like this year, it's all about The Witcher, Wild Hunt, and then next year, it's all about support for The Witcher Wild Hunt. So, yeah, so
Yeah, don't kill the steam while it's going. That sounds good.
yeah,
keep going.
like CD Projekt, they support their games.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
like we're not gonna nothing's gonna happen with Cyberpunk until that's probably when they're gonna start I don't know, diagramming what the game is even gonna be in 2017.
Okay,
Can you
so
imagine how
I know-
amazing the game's gonna be, though, guys?
Here's the thing. Here's me being irresponsible. How do you imagine the game's going to play like? Do you think it'll be like a first-person Deus Ex thing? Do you
No.
think it's going to be a third-person? Do you think it's
Yes.
going to be turn-based? Do you
No.
think it's going
No.
to be instant action? Do you think it's
Yes.
going to involve Kingdom Hearts? Do you think it's
No.
all okay? I just want Kingdom Hearts real bad, and it's
Third
not.
person, RPG, stat system, classes. Go to town.
Go to town. Go to specific towns and do things.
And kill people.
What if they basically do The Witcher in space?
I'd be fine with that.
Space Witcher.
Cool.
Here's the thing too.
Game with
we're-
Siri, it totally works.
But I just don't see that happening only because Cyberpunk doesn't have a single character.
Yeah.
What if this follows the plot of Blade Runner and you don't know that your main guy is actually a cyborg?
Dun dun dun.
Just like Soma. Everyone's doing it now.
Dang it! I was going to make that reference too. But
It's now Cyberpunk.
yeah, so we're not gonna hear about
Jensen, and this is Cyberpunk 2077.
So yeah, we're not gonna hear about that at all for 2 years, which it's unfortunate. But hey, at least we have The Witcher, right? That counts for something.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
So I believe that's all the news that we have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna transition to something that is different than normal. Uh,
So, I'm sad that you didn't get to do an awesome transition when you were talking about the controller going, speaking of controllers.
I was going to do that, but Shane destroyed it. Anyway,
Damn it, Shane.
Hey. We were totally gonna skip Cyberpunk, and I was like,
we were not gonna skip it. We were 100% not gonna skip it. I
Ye of little
Anyway.
faith.
I do have.
believe in me. Okay. Anyway, so I've been tasked with reviewing this little number right here.
What is that,
this-
like a chocolate bar or something?
No, it is an official wired fight pad. It's licensed by Nintendo and created by PDP. Now this is the Samus edition.
Not to
There's
be confused with PCP.
not to be confused with PCP, who we are, but PDP, who we are not, created these fight pads for the Wii U. They're styled after the GameCube controller, as you can see right here. Podcast listeners, remember to watch this video so you can see these things. Oh, I'll take pictures of them so you
Take
can see them on
pictures.
Twitter as well.
No, just really don't even describe it. Go on.
It's a thing.
It's a
It's
thing.
a controller.
It's your
It has
fault.
buttons.
Yeah,
You
but
can-
so yeah, I have the Samus edition. There is a Mario edition, a Link edition, Pikachu, and Donkey Kong out right now. So yeah,
just
so
happened.
I've been putting this through its paces in Smash Bros, and I have to say it works really well. It feels just like a GameCube control, except it's a bit lighter, and it plugs right into a Wii remote. So it's wireless. So it's basically a Wavebird control for the Wii U. You don't need to use the adapter at all to use it. One of my bigger problems with it is that the control itself feels kind of stiff compared to a GameCube control, and I don't know if that's because it's just a brand new control or if that's just how it is by design. But other than that, like, it took some getting used to, but it's fine. Like, it's a very good control. One of the differences between the GameCube control and the PDP wired fight pad is that it has a left Z trigger, a left Z bumper, and a right Z bumper, whereas the GameCube only has the right one. So that's because it's this doubles as a Wii U Pro controller. So I could use this to play Mario Kart or any other Wii U game that uses a Wii U Pro controller. So that's really super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
On
So
a scale
no
of 1
batteries.
to super cool. It's super cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. So no batteries included. The only battery that is included, the only battery that you need is whatever's in your what's it called? Wii remote. I use rechargeable stuff anyway. So yeah, that is the PDP wired fight pad, licensed by Nintendo. It's really good. I believe they go for $40 or
$40?
$50. Yeah.
Mm.
If you don't have a GameCube control and you're looking for a good control to have to play your Wii U with, and you don't want to use the gamepad, I would suggest this. Like, if I didn't receive this one already, I was just gonna buy one myself because I've been waiting for this particular one to come out because I love Metroid, so I really had to get the Samus one. Yeah, so PDP Fight Pad, get it today.
Reviewed
great.
by PCP.
Right.
I want you to know that we were all paid thousands of dollars to
Yes.
review this.
No, full disclosure, we were not paid to do this, but I was given this controller for free. So in a sense, I was paid.
Yeah, we weren't
None of the
bribed.
rest
It
of
was
us
just a gift.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like the control. Yeah. So with that out of the way, let's move on to what are you playing? What are you looking forward to? Shane, what are you playing and what are you looking forward to?
I feel like this is gonna be a recurring answer.
Right?
um, what
For
am
a
I
while,
playing?
yeah.
It starts with W. It's called Witcher 3. I
Oh.
just skipped the whole, like, no.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah, we were about to go on for a while.
Yeah, I've been playing Witcher 3. I think I played it for 8 hours today? 9 hours?
There you go.
So,
Samesies.
I'm at I just got level 16.
Oh wow.
God.
Not long.
Jeez.
So, I'm powering through it.
Catching
guys.
up. Catching up.
Catching up. It's gonna get you.
And I'm looking forward to Bamham.
Batman.
Oh, Batman. Okay. I thought you said Banham, and I'm like, what the fuck? is
Banham. Banhammer.
Banthram.
Bam,
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 bam, bam,
Ban for the
bam.
man.
bam, bam.
Ban, ban,
That just
ban.
happened.
Bam. Bam.
So, what about you, Jordan? What are you playing? What are you looking forward to?
I have been playing
It's
The
fun.
Witcher. I know normally I go last, but it's different this week. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of The Witcher. I've played for like 8 or 10 hours today. Like, it was great. It's fantastic. When I started, I was level 5. I am now level 10. And I actually understand who the Bloody Baron is. And let me just say that botchlings are the scariest freaking things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh my god. that is
Nope.
nightmare fuel.
Everybody, you can guess what the botchling looks like just by figuring out, breaking down the name into separate parts.
Botch.
Botch.
E.
Ling.
Yeah. Oh my god.
How was
That was-
so
Botchling
it's
formed?
Oh.
A botchling is formed when Matchbox 20 plays in front of a bunch of people named Lees. Botch Lees.
But yeah, that just the scene when the botchling crawls up is the creepiest freaking thing
Mhm.
ever. Oh my god.
Did you fight it or you transform it?
I transformed it.
Alright.
Good.
Good
Good
man.
man.
I'm not a monster, guys.
Hey, whatever, man. We gotta ask.
But yeah, so that was, yeah, I did that, and well, I'm still not actually done with that quest line. I have to do like I think one more thing, but yeah, I'm playing The Witcher. I was just doing so many other side quests before I actually got around to finishing any of that Bloody Baron stuff. It was great. In addition to Witcher, I've been playing Smash Bros. Of course, because of my PvP Fight Pad. PvP Fight Pads, who we are not sponsored by.
How much do the PvP 5 pads cost, by the way, Jordan?
They go for about $40 or $50. You know what? I'll look it up right now on Amazon.com, who we are not sponsored by.
Mine too. Google it first. Who we are not sponsored by.
I'm sponsored by Burritos.
Oh, actually, I have great news, guys. The
What's that?
PvP wired fight pads go for, let's see, the Link one is $23.97,
Oh, wow.
Mario's $20.99. They normally go for 25 bucks.
They're on sale.
That's
That's-
a steal.
That's a really good freaking deal, honestly. Like,
You could wear it to your son's bar mitzvah. You can wear it to your wedding. It's also good for
Absolutely.
funerals.
Just it. Nothing else.
just in case. You know.
yeah, if you order it now, you could get it by June 2nd.
Wear it as your wedding
What?
garment. Wear it as part of your wedding attire.
Yes, you can. You can wear it as swimming shorts. You can wear it to your grandparents' wedding vows renewal.
Mhm.
You can
You
wear
can-
it.
You can use it as a bargaining chip for your way into heaven. You
You
can
can-
also use it to help you tutor through math.
You can use it at a soup kitchen to get free food.
You can use it to feed poor people.
You can
could
use
use
it
it as
in your
a food app.
bedroom, and you can tell your girlfriend to play with your joystick
Yeah.
and
Or
push your
both of them.
buttons. Oh,
Or
you got
both
two?
joysticks.
Woo! It's getting hot in here. Okay, woo.
I don't
Take off
know,
these
but my
clothes.
PS4 controller comes with 2 already, so you're talking about 3.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
That's where things get out of hand.
This section was brought to you by PDP Wired Fight Pads.
You can quote that. Yeah.
um, so I am going to play Bayonetta with it just so I can really see how well it can stand up to abuse. So yeah, but yeah, just playing The Witcher, Smash Bros. Gonna play Bayonetta. That's all I've been doing this week, guys. That's all I've been doing. So let's go over to Sergio. What are you playing? Oh wait, let me tell you what I'm looking forward to. Batman. Sergio, what are you playing? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward for Batman, obviously. I'm still kind of playing Dark Souls a little bit, but it was because The Witcher had to take a break. But also, I've been taking a break because I've been working on a script for a new short comedy.
Okay.
So we'll see if you guys ever see that.
Do you need any extras or a black man? Because I am free.
This new, so Jordan has experience with this web series we're trying to do, and this is a new episode of it that we're doing. And this my episode that I am personally writing has to do with sexual harassment.
I am very well aware of sexual harassment.
Yeah, it takes a turn. Let's just say, and we'll see how the main characters make it out or not.
I took a turn. That's why I can't go back to SeaWorld.
I found out that I work in a rich place, and I meet a lot of rich people. I found out because I have to take care of their children. I found out one of the parents' brother is in the NFL. I found out that another person just trains dolphins and shamus. Yeah. Another person is a scientist that is trying to defeat cancer. You know, these are people that do things. So I'm just gonna play video games.
Well, that sounds super cool. I cannot wait to hear more about this episode that you are writing, Sergio. Because as you guys know, he is the director and improv comedian, and now screenwriter.
Yeah.
Sergio.
Yeah. Well, we're trying. This series it's super original. It's like a bunch of theater writers trying to make theater things, and it's shot in the way of The Office. It's super original, guys.
Very original.
It's nothing like 30 Rock at all.
If you watch the second episode, you might see a familiar face.
For that, we mean Jordan.
Also Sergio.
Technically, our first couple of episodes have been reboots of the same series, and this next one is a reboot. But like we're actually nailing down the characters and actually working hard from my experience of my movie. So now we're actually going to try to make it good.
But yes. Cody, what are you playing?
you
What are you looking
playing?
forward to?
Whoa! I don't know. Let's take a wild guess. I've been playing The Witcher. Wow. Like that's what I've been my entire fucking life for like the last week. I am at 83 hours. So and that's only because I didn't I wasn't awake very long last night, so I would have got more hours in. That's pretty much my life, and it's weird. Like a lot of games, like I'll play lots of games for a long time. I mean, you guys know me. I put a ridiculous amount of time in like Skyrim and Civilization and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
every game that I play for a long time, there's always that point, a couple hours into the night, where I'm like, all right, I'm bored. Like, okay, I got my fill out of the game for today. But every single day of the last week plus now, that's like a week and a half now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Actually, almost 2 weeks. But pretty much every single day, I'll play it for 5+ hours, and I look at the time. I need to go to bed because it's like 7 in the morning because I'm a vampire. Sun's coming up, it burns, and I don't want to do it because I'm freaking. That game is too much fun. Everything is so good. There's just an obscene amount of content in that game.
Yes.
There's just
yes, there is.
so much. Every time I go, I did like every single little question mark point of interest in Velen and Novigrad. I did like every quest that I could find, and I was like, that's gotta be most of the game. And then I went to the Skellig Isles, and it's basically the same size as that entire first area. Like everything I'd done so far again. And then I found out, because my friend's been playing the game way more than me, and he's like way past me in the main story, that there's like additional zones after this as well. They're not as big,
What?
thank God,
What?
but you do make like you go to other places and stuff. So I'm like, holy fuck! And then one thing that's good is it doesn't seem like that stuff is long because the main quest for the Skellig Isles is actually really quick. After I took like a whole fucking day to get through the main quest for Novigrad, I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Can we do something new? And Skellig was just like, boom, boom, you're in and out. Let's get to the good stuff finally. So, the main quests in this game are awesome. Like you guys, I mean, we've all talked about the Bloody Baron, so I can't put it down, man. And there's mods coming out now that are doing awesome stuff, and that game is just it's gonna last forever, man.
I'm gonna be really honest. If we were not doing this right now, I'd still be playing that game.
Yeah. And it's a huge
True.
game, but it's definitely like I want to tell people like don't be afraid of how big it is, because I feel like if you do focus on just the main story, it is like a relatively normal sized game. It's a
Yeah.
big game, but it's not like obscenely big. It just has an insane amount of other content, but it's totally optional stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
Definitely,
like, you know, the amount of side quests is just like 5 times as big as any other game. You know.
Oh yeah. And one thing I'm like really excited about is that I was just trying to do this one quest, and then this random dude goes like, "Hey, I challenge you to a duel," and then
That guy, yeah.
I whooped his ass, and then I told him if I ever see you again, I will kill you. He's like, "All right, we'll see about that," and he walked away. So I know 100% sometime later he's gonna come back. And I am looking forward to that.
That guy's a character for sure. Yeah, kind of. And there are some fucked up quests I've done too. Like, god damn, you thought that botchling stuff, like that's pretty up there. But there's even more. Like, this game is dark as hell.
Yes, it
This
is.
is gonna give
And
you
it's not.
nightmares.
And it's not afraid to be dark too.
Yeah.
It's just like this is part of the world. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's a fucked up world. Nothing good happens. You know, it's the Game of Thrones. Like you thought Game of Thrones is bad. Play The Witcher. It's even worse. You know. So, but yeah, that's pretty much been my life, and it sounds like it's been everybody else's life.
definitely.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to more Witcher because that's all that I have time for anymore. It's my life, and whatever
So-
happens at E3, because that's coming up. So I'm
Yeah.
opening. You know, here in the next week or two, we'll probably do our E3 predictions and see where that stuff's going. But I'm hoping some good stuff happens there because right now, this year kind of seems like, other than Batman and Assassin's Creed, nothing's really been announced. So, but I'm
True,
sure
true,
E3
true, true.
is going to have tons of crazy, awesome stuff. Fallout, please, give it
Please
to me.
Fallout.
I need
Please
it.
Fallout. So the second I'm done with The Witcher, I can just go into Fallout.
Right?
That's-
Yeah, you'll finally get done with it about that time. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a Fallout fan than Elder Scrolls, so I think I'll be super excited.
Oh, so
Definitely.
you're more laser than sword?
Yeah,
That's fair.
well, I'm sure that'll switch as soon as they come out with a new Elder Scrolls. But at the time, I played a more pew pew than slash slash.
I like that.
Right, like honestly, for me, I think been getting way too many fantasy games. Like, I love fantasy games. Don't get me wrong. I love fantasy games.
Nope.
But I kind of want to go into space sometime soon.
Well, guess
you know?
what?
I'm
You're
okay
gonna
with
get
space.
all the future cyberpunk you're gonna get now with Adam Jensen Part 1 and
True.
Adam Jensen Part 2 / Cyberpunk, Adam
Yeah.
Jensen Part 3 / Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Adam Jensen Part 4 somewhere out there.
Mad Max.
That's Part 4.
And Mad Max.
Max.
That is
There you
true.
go.
September.
Oh, yeah. September's going to be an interesting month.
And
Looking
then
forward to all of that.
Battlefront whenever it happens, so you will get a little tiny bit of space there.
True. True,
And Elite
true, true.
Dangerous. I'm surprised you didn't go grab that as soon as we got back from the LAN.
I don't have a rig that can run that.
That game, I almost did it myself. 'Cause I was like, that looks neat. I might have to pick that up eventually. So
That was super cool, though, especially with the sticky sticks.
the sticky sticks, yes.
I don't know.
everybody.
I forgot what it was
If you
called.
guys want to see some of that, our press start LAN video that we put up a couple weeks back up on our YouTube has some footage of Jordan playing on Elite Dangerous on this awesome setup that Newegg had set up with 3 big ass like HD screens and an awesome like joystick and stuff, and it was pretty awesome. And the
It
game
was-
was pretty neat.
So good. It was so good. But that is all for tonight. Today, whenever you're listening to this. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for listening and watching PCP, the Pixel Clicks podcast. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and iTunes. Just search for Pixel Clicks podcast, and we will pop up. On iTunes, leave us some, leave us some comments and rate us on there so we can be more easily found by people. Subscribe
Touch
to
us.
YouTube, like us on Facebook, subscribe on iTunes, follow us on Twitch. Go to Twitter and find us at PixelClicksPod, at PixelClicksPod, because we could not fit the cast. Yeah, I believe that's... Oh, and go to pixelatedgeek.com, where all of our stuff is hosted. You can find the MP3 version of this podcast there. You can find all the articles that we write on there. You will find my written article on the PDP Wired Fight Pad soon. So yeah, that is all. I'm Jordan Pollock, Shane Carpenter, Cody Franklin, and Sergio Lopez. The 4 of us, we make PCP, Pixel Clicks Podcast. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God.
Ah!